Hi guys, Brian here. Today I want to give you my impressions of Transformers Prime First Edition Optimus Prime. One of my favorite figures that I own, actually. This is Optimus Prime from the Transformers Prime series, and is probably actually a figure that's a little bit difficult to get now, because the series is over, and if you probably search for First Edition Optimus Prime, you'll likely get the Age of Extinction First Edition Optimus Prime, which is horrible in my opinion, because I hate movie designs. But that's neither here nor there about this figure. So, he is a Voyager figure, and he's pretty tall. I'll do some size comparisons with you for the rest of the cast. This is Takara Bulkhead, because I couldn't find the Hasbro version, so he's a little bit darker green than the Hasbro version. Of course, we've got Bumblebee, Ratchet, and RC. So there's the main cast for you of Transformers Prime. I don't actually have a smoke screen because it didn't wow me as a figure, so I didn't feel like I needed to collect it. Same thing with Ultra Magnus, unfortunately. But this figure itself, I absolutely adore. His head is awesomely ball-jointed, his arms are awesome, his elbows are awesome, his wrists swivel, which aren't awesome because it would be nicer if they were on ball joints. His waist exists, but kinda is off-center, so it looks weird if you do that. His legs are awesome, his knees are okay, his feet are awesome, even if the front half of it kind of comes off easily. But just thickening up this peg right here should solve that issue. I never actually have done that. I love the transformation on this guy. I love the both modes for this guy. He gets some awesome poses. He is just, when I eventually take down my Transformers Prime figure display, this is going to be my Optimus Prime, because this is just a fantastic version of the figure. Or a fantastic version of Optimus. I love the alt mode. I love that he turns into a long-nosed truck as opposed to the flat nose. It just suits, it modernizes Prime to me, and that's what the classic series of Transformers figures does. So I really, really like this figure. I did take some paint to it and painted some rims and painted some other stuff on him. Not amazingly well. This is actually one of the first figures I started doing detail work on, so it's rather primitive, unfortunately, in some spots, but I'm still satisfied with it. As for what he comes with a plastic rubbery sword, which I never really liked, so I chucked it and bought a pair of Shapeways swords from a guy named Fake Busker on Shapeways. And, okay, I have to stress something. On Shapeways, it's a 3D printing website like YouTube where you can upload your own designs and have them printed. This material is white strong flexible, and is the most egregious looking material, and it is magnified 10 times on camera. So, to you guys watching this, this looks so much worse than it looks to me in person. I will admit that it is grainy in some spots, even to me in person, but on camera, every single little fault is magnified. It happens with every single piece of 3D printed thing I've seen. In person, it's so much better. Now, the reason why I bought this guy for Optimus is because this version of the sword has the blade pointing up, it seems, and that's wrong to me. So, Fake Busker made his thing detachable, so you could swap it around and spin it however you like. So I had the blade pointed down. And actually there's two of these, I just have the other one off camera. So, and just like the other one, it slips on and is pretty cool. I did have to paint it myself, and you can see it kind of looks crappy. But hey, I am pleased with it, and it looks awesome to me. Now his gun is the gun that he has in the show, and actually we started off with unpainted black plastic, but I painted this one as well, and I am enjoying that one as well. So just like that just slips on very well to his hand, and I dropped everything in it. I'm a horrible person. Bam! In his hand. Looks like it's part of his arm. It looks good to me. I like it. So, let's get this guy into vehicle mode, and I can rant about how awesome the transformation is, and we can continue on from there. And here's vehicle mode. And I love this vehicle mode for Optimus Prime. This is like the perfect modernization for an Earth mode Optimus Prime. I love him being a long-nosed truck. It gives him some mass, it gives him some oomph, and I love the color palette on him, just being blue and red, and again, I painted the grill silver because it wasn't painted. This is my perfect Optimus Prime, basically. I love this mode, I love this transformation. The arms do some amazing things to wind up as the hood of the truck. The feet wind up at the top of the here, and just there's nothing underneath that you can see other than parts of the legs, but that's kind of like going to be unavoidable. It's an awesome transformation. It's so much fun for me to do, and both modes look amazing. And I gush about this figure because this is my Optimus Prime. I don't think I'm going to be replacing this thing anytime soon with a different version of Optimus. There have been third-party Optimuses around, and I love the current IDW aesthetics of Optimus Prime, but even the third-party figures of that Optimus just don't do as much for me as this alt mode and this robot mode. So, this guy is awesome to me. What do you guys think of him? How does he look to you? Have you had any luck finding the first edition Optimus Prime? There was a second run where there were some paint issues, like some of these panels weren't painted because it was more expensive. But what do you guys think of this figure? How do you think he looks in a Classics collection? How do you think he would look just regular? Let me know what you guys think about him. See ya!